Hi, everyone. My name is Julia Storberg-Walker, and I'm so thrilled to be here with my colleagues from George Washington University. And before I describe the study, I'd like to ask each of them to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dae-Young Yu, and I go by Mike. I'm a second-year doctoral student at George Washington University.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ella Tekle, and I'm a second-year doctoral student at the George Washington University.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christian List, and same.
Awesome. And so we're here to talk about an interesting little phenomenon we just experienced. But the background is we've been working together since January on a collaborative autoethnographic study. We've met several times. We've had transcriptions, we've had journaling, we've followed explicit CAE methods defined by Chang et al., who's one of the noted scholars in this area. And the research focus was to try to understand how we learn in community through enacting a relational ontology. So it does connect to consciousness development, and that's why we're here talking about it at this conference. However, we just did a dry run to present our findings to you all, and the recording turned out to be 18 minutes long. And it was a beautiful recording, and we each offered heartfelt learnings and gratitude to each other. But we can't submit that because it's over the time limit. So we're going to talk about that experience and show you what CAE is like in the moment as we're learning and reflecting. So would someone like to describe their experience in doing the recording and what is coming up for you now?
I can start quickly. CAE work to me, especially for the recording we just did, is like an ongoing process of learning, and it embarks me inside energies. And when I reflect on what we have done just now, is something we need to be cautious when we share our thoughts together. We are easily going too much over our expectation, and a lot of time when we exchange information together, new information emerge and new emotion emerge, and that facilitates our discussion and ongoing reflection.
I can go next quickly. So doing the recording, especially the gratitude part, was just, I felt like my heart lit up. It was just so amazing. I just felt this new sense of energy that I know it was 18 minutes, but it was an amazing video. And just being limited with time is just a very interesting thing. So I'm gonna let Christian go.
Sure, thanks, Ola. Yeah, the recording, it was for me, another piece of diving into your lives that I did not. It just furthers our exploration. For instance, Mike shared in the recording that he thought some identity of mine was revealing to him, and he was further interested in what that meant going forward. And to me, I didn't know that he felt that way until he said it in our in our final recording. So it just proves that we're never done in this CAE. The project can be done, but as far as the relational aspects of it go, you continue it on and you explore, and that's what an exploratory CAE is all about. And I am appreciative of all of my co-members in exploring with them together.
Awesome. So Ella, what is the time that we have at this moment?
We have 2 minutes, 30 seconds left.
2 minutes, 30 seconds. So that would be 120, 150 seconds, probably now 140 seconds maybe.
Yes.
And so what I want to say is I'm so appreciative of my colleagues jumping in here, because what you're witnessing is people making sense in relationship with each other and being able to show up fully and authentically and learn from and with and through each other's experience. The other thing I'd like to share is this this idea of liminality came up for us. And I think we're all, in this recording, in this liminal space, right? Because we know people are going to be watching, but what we're trying to do is enact in front of you what our CAE is like. So does anyone have a comment to share about what this enactment is before we close? What is enacting? Go ahead, Chris.
Sure. I mean, during our CAE, we talked about doing identity. And in the context of all of us being in higher education, as graduate students and graduate faculty, doing identity is, as a graduate student, is communing with each other as thought partners. And so doing this is very much sort of a small sample of what it's like to be relational, especially in a cohort style academic environment like this.
Thank you, Christian. Mike or Ella, before we close out?
I can quickly share a thought. I think like the CAE work is like, also the enacting is like a ignition. It's like we are lighting up the fire on the grassland, and that is facilitating us to understand what we are directing to and where we are going forward. And the CAE is like the flag we can follow, and it helps us to identify the relationship between us and help us to establish a relationship together.
Awesome. Ella, what's the time?
It's time.
It's time. All right. So here we have it from the George Washington University CAE team. Stay tuned because we are lighting fires everywhere we go. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to turn the recording off.